Today I am going to talk about SVG or Scalable Vector Graphics. Now what are basically SVGs or Scalable Vector Graphics? They are basically code, all code, and they are vector. It means that they can be expanded or contracted to any size without distorting them or pixelated them. Okay, now in the recent trends of web design, they are really used in web design and web development. Developers love them. You can scale them as you like. You can make them 64 pixels, 128 pixels, or whatever size you like. Okay, now in this lesson I am going to show you both methods and the best method to extract SVG or scalable vector graphics code, so you can send it over to your developers. Okay, if you are already know development or coding for websites or front-end development, you are going to love this lesson because I am going to show you some of the code in the end. Okay, so let's get started. This is a simple icon I have made in Photoshop. Okay, now you can see over here there are just few shapes over here. Okay, now if I go to this is the folder or group I have all these shapes, okay, contained in. Now if you want to create an SVG file from Photoshop, the method is that you are going to right click and export as, and this window is going to open up, and from the format you are going to select SVG. Okay, now you can see over here this is the SVG file. Now we are going to export it, and I'm going to export it on the desktop, and let's name it icon wireframing Photoshop. Okay, so PS. Okay, now we have exported it. Let's see where it is. Okay, there it is. I'm going to right click and open it in Sublime Text. Okay, this is my code editor. Now you can see this is all code. There is nothing here. Okay, SVG ID and all these stuff, this is all code. There is a gap between over here. Let's remove that. Okay, now you can see this is all code. Now how to use this code? You are going to just copy it and paste it into any HTML editor you like. Okay, so I'm going to paste it over here. Let's create another div. If you are a designer, don't worry about this div or coding stuff. Okay, so I'm going to paste it over here, and you can see this is how I have my SVG icon over here. Okay, now I don't recommend using Photoshop for extracting SVG graphics. I really recommend that you use Adobe Illustrator. Okay, because it is a vector tool, and it is going to render your icons very crisp and very nice. Okay, so this is how I have used the icon from Photoshop SVG, and I'm going to delete it right now. Let's move on to this Adobe Illustrator. Now in the middle of this exercise I showed you my icons used Adobe Illustrator file where I have all my icons. Now why I used Adobe Illustrator to get all my icons in one size and one place? Because in the end I normally extract them into SVG or scalable vector graphics. Okay, now the benefit is I can scale them. My web designer developer, he can change the colors, he can scale them whatever he like. Okay, now the steps are, first you are going to select this icon. Okay, select everything, and then you are going to go to object and expand. Make sure you are going to expand fill and stroke everything. Okay, now how to export it to SVG? Now we are going to go to file and go to export and export for screens. Okay, this is a very new feature, just came in Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so I'm going to go to this export panel. Okay, and I'm going to drag it over here like this. Okay, so I have asset one. I can rename it icon wireframe Illustrator. Okay, and then I'm going to press export, and it is going to export. Just select a folder and you are going to export it. Select folder, and we have exported it on the desktop, and you can see this is the code generated by Illustrator. It is already minimized. You can see over here this is very nice. Now if you are a coder, you can see you can control the fill colors from here. Okay, these are 5 classes for 5 different shapes. You can see over these are the colors used in this icon. Okay, now let me show you how I have used this code in my code editor. Okay, now you can see here is the same code we generated few seconds back, and you can see over here there are 3 sizes. If you want to increase the size, you can go ahead, you can increase the size to whatever you like. Now I'm going to increase the size of the largest icon. You can see how clean and crisp they are, their corners, everything, nothing is pixelated. Okay, this is the thing we can use in SVG and scalable vector graphics. They can scale. They are all based on code. They are different rectangles and shapes. They are made of shapes with coding. Okay, now let me show you the magic. You can use any color over here. Okay, so I'm going to change the color scheme right now with all the classes over here. Okay, now you can see how I have changed the whole icon. Okay, so if I want to change even the outer border, you can see over here I have changed the whole icon color scheme. Now this is the main reason why these scalable vector graphics are so popular in these days. I think a lot of people use them. Also they have very small size. Okay, maybe 3 or 4 KB. And the other feature they have is animations. You can see over here they can be animated like this. Okay, this crocodile over here, when I hover over it, it is all based on SVG. It opens its mouth really nice. Okay, I love these SVG animations. You can see a few more examples over here. These are SVG animations. This is also one happy birthday poly, and let me show you how these are going to look like when they load. Okay, so this is really nice loading effect. Then you can see over here how this animation is working. This is also SVG animated. You can see these are also SVG animations. SVG clock, really nice. And let me show you this icon. So whenever I click on it, you can see this is a very cool animation. I love it. And there are few more animations like drawing animations you can do with these libraries, Weavers, and there are many libraries you can see. Let me show you. Now you can see how this has done. Let's replay this one. Okay, now this SVG is really powerful. There are few more methods you can go with them. You can also create SVG sprite of like 10 or 50 icons. Okay, and you can use them easily with your web pages. Okay, you can use the Ico Moon tool I shared with you in the last lesson, and you can see over here in the settings you can create this SVG sprite. Okay, I will include the link. You can search online, Google online for SVG sprites. There is a very good article on CSS tricks. Okay, so there are tons of things you can do with these SVG icons. Okay, so these SVG graphics are very powerful. You can see over here how I have changed the whole color scheme and everything of these bulb icons. Okay, the only thing you need to remember is that when you are using it with this Illustrator, you are going to select the whole shape and you are going to expand it once, and then you can drag it over here. Okay, like this. And I'm going to name it wireframe, and let's export it. Okay, so I'm going to export it on desktop, wireframe, and now I'm going to copy its all code, Control A, Control C, and I'm going to paste it in my editor over here. Okay, so let's delete this one and paste it over here like this. Okay, now it is basically using the same classes, so it is picking up the same colors over here from this icon. You can see over here these are the colors. So if I try to change something, you can see it is going to change the colors in both shapes. Okay, so it is basically getting colors from here. Okay, so these are the same classes. So if I want to change the classes or the colors, I can rename them over here, maybe CLZ or something like this. Okay, now it's up to you. If you are a coder or programmer, you can do it. It's very easy. You have the classes, you can tame them as you like. Okay, now this is the main reason why I really love these SVGs. Whenever you are designing an app or anything, or maybe web design, for WordPress, for a web page, a landing page, try to use SVG icons as much as you can. Okay, they can really reduce the page size. They can be animated. They can have very crisp angles and everything. They are not going to get pixelated on retina devices, or even if you are viewing it on an iMac or 27-inch, they are going to look really nice. Okay, so this is all about SVGs, SVG animations using SVG icons. So this is all about SVGs and SVG animations. Anything you need to ask me, you can ask me in the questions. As soon as I get more updates or want to update this course, I'm going to add more lectures. Till then, try to join my Facebook page and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take care and see you soon.